Hey guys, it's your girl Joavan Monet, and we are back with the second episode. We are really officially started, guys. I'm so excited. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I really hope that you tune in for future episodes, and you can also watch the first episode that was released last week, September 7th, if you want to just catch up and get to know me, because that was more like the intro. And I just told little fun facts about myself and what's the whole purpose of Morning Mondays, right? So please go check that out if you haven't already. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back to watch the second episode. As I mentioned in the first episode, I will be talking about like my childhood living in a building and just all the little things that I went through there. I'm obviously not going to be able to talk about everything because I was basically there my whole life, but I will kind of just give you guys, just an outlook on what I kind of a little bit of the things that I went through, and just kind of like where we are now and what I hope for the future, those type of things, right? So, but before I get started, a few things I want to touch on. First of all, today is two people's birthdays that is very important to me. One, today is my older brother's birthday. Shout out to him. He has been in an amazing support system, an amazing older brother, and he's made me really who I am today as well. As far as the Miss Different type of part, because of him, I was able to kind of get a guy's point of view on how certain things work and things like that. So he really taught me a lot without actually talking to me. I just seeing his actions and just seeing how he moves and how he handles certain things. He's really helped me learn a lot. So shout out to him. I love you daily. I hope you enjoy your day. You're probably not gonna watch it today, but that's okay. Whenever you do, I love you. Happy birthday. Also, one of me and Brooke's good friends, today is his birthday as well. So shout out to you. Not really gonna say no names. Probably when I promote it, I'll probably say their name because, like I said in my first episode, I'm gonna keep names out of it just for privacy reasons and just in the future. I'll probably double check with these people just to make sure that it's okay for me to see their names. But shout out to my older brother and shout out to me and Brooke's friend that we met out here in Canada. So yes, I didn't mention in my first episode that I do live in Canada, by the way. So that's a whole nother episode within itself. I want to kind of take you on like a timeline, so I don't want to jump forward to why I'm in Canada, So this episode, like I said, just going to be about my childhood and where I basically started, right? And another thing before I actually get started, I also didn't mention a few family members because it's so many of us, but my beautiful mother-in-law, I have a wonderful mother-in-law. She has been very amazing towards me, and I'm very thankful to have her as a mom-in-law. She definitely treats me like one of her own, and she's been there for us through a lot, and I really appreciate her. And also my beautiful niece, she was like my first baby, and I love her dearly. She's so sassy and smart, and like you can't get past her. like it's like she reads right through you. Like she's so amazing, and I'm so grateful to have been a part of her life from literally day one. So I love her daily, and shout out to her. Also, what I didn't mention, I didn't really go into more details about sorry, I didn't go into details about my business, Miss Different Edits. As you see in the beginning of the video, you see Miss Different Edits. So basically, it's like a soft graphic design type of thing where I'm editing, the videos. And if you're on my social media, you've been seeing on my my flyers where I'm posting, like that I was doing throughout the countdown. All those things that I'm posting, I'm making. The thumbnail to this video, I basically edited that, and so I'm basically taking care of all of the editing and all the, like images and things. That's all me, and shout out to Brooks, my husband, who's been taking my pictures and stuff like that and doing like behind the scene videos that I will eventually put out in the future. Also, I didn't shout out our friend Visions. He has his own clothing line called From the Burbs, and he actually has been hooking me up with my shirts. So he made the first one and he made this one. So shout out to him. He has his own little printing business as well. So I will leave his information down below in the link. What? Not the link. I'm messing up already, guys. We're already 4 minutes in and I'm messing up. I'll leave it in the description box of this video. So check him out. Give him a give him a shout out, hit him up, you know, find out his different business. His clothing company is dope. One day I probably will wear one of his shirts or a hat or whatever, you know, so that way I can really support him, because he's been nothing but a great supporter for us. Also, my eyelashes and my eyebrows is from my beautiful cousin-in-law, but call her my cousin. Her name, her company is called Beauty Marks by Sheena. She has an amazing product. She does eyebrows, she does eyelashes. So I will leave her information down below as well. Okay, so just, I forgot to shout out those important people because I was so excited and I was like all over the place. But I wanted to give those a shout out first. So to get into my building, okay, where do I start, guys? I've been going through this like all day for like the past week. Like, where do I start? So basically, I've been living in this building. It's a gated community, right? And you know, that's really like what molded me. You know, like I mentioned in the first episode, it was like a lot of drama, a lot of things going on, and my building was just filled with so many different personalities, and all of us were like in a gate. So you can imagine like what went down in there. And like I said, I don't have all the time in the world to really talk about everything, but I just want to point out a few things that I really noticed about it that I miss, and things that I went through that, you know, made me kind of, you know, who I am today. So first, what I remember is like one of the fun moments I remember is there's like a big yard, right? And all the guys in the building used to play football, right? And it was like a thing for us. Like, it was like, oh shoot, they playing football. Like, all the girls would be sitting, they had like these big steps in the building. It's actually right there, right? So we had like these big steps, and we would sit there and we'd have our snacks or food, and you know, we'd like be cheering them on, and we used to watch them play football. And it wasn't like no tackle because it was concrete. I think it was like 2-hand touch or something like that. And they used to just play football, and they used to go hard. Like, it was crazy. And you know, that was like one of the best memories I have, because that's when we really was like all together, and like we was like united and things like that. And I remember one time, there's a few times, like obviously when they're playing football, it's a little rough, so the shirt would like rip, and we started like this thing where we would put the shirt over the light pole in the building, like in the courtyard. It's like a lot of lights. We'll put the shirt around the light pole and tie it just for like memory or like whatever. It was just like, we was like so young and like silly, but we used to do little silly things like that. But the football games were really like it for us. Like, we used to be so excited, the girls especially, to watch the guys play football and things like that. And as we got older, you know, we had people from outside the building come in, and we actually like made like events like, yo, Saturday's football. You know, I used to, if I wasn't outside, I would watch from the window. And you know, so that was like one of the memories. I actually just told Bricks that, so that's why it's like the first one. Also, we used to play stunts. Like, it's this thing called the castle, which is like right there, and then there's this thing called like the pee hole. I'll get to that. It's like right there. And we had like a dirt hill, and we used to like jump off of things and like have somebody be the leader, and they would like do something, you have to like, you know, imitate it. And you know, a lot of cuts and bruises. You know, but silly kids, we're in a gate. What you want us to do, we have to work with what we have, right? So we used to do things like that. And the castle, as I showed you guys, like that was like a spot too. Like, I think almost everything and that you could probably think of probably went down in there. I'm just being real. Like, it's just like that castle was it. Like, we used to go there. My building had like a curfew. We used to have to go inside at 9 o'clock. So the security guard would come out and be like, it's 9 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock. You know, like we have to either go home or like go outside the building, but we could not be in the courtyard. So when we would see it's like 8:45, 8:50, we were like, yo, let's go in the castle and hide. So we used to run, and we always used to just be piled up in the castle. Now, back in the day, it had like this big tree in front of it. So like it really like blocked it, and it's dark. So it wasn't like hardly any lights back there. So like you really would have to like walk up the stairs and like go and check to make sure that that we're not there. So that was like our spot. So we were over, and it had like a little hole in it. So we used to kind of look through it to see if the security guard came outside. So the security guard would like walk around and like do a little trip just to make sure that we're not in the courtyard. But then when the security guard would go inside, we'd be hyped like, yo, we ain't get caught. And then sooner or later they started to catch on. And as we got new security guards every, like, it wasn't like too much they switched, but it was like, you know, every time we got a new security guard, like, I guess the old security guards would put them on about, like, yo, at 9 o'clock, like, do a walkthrough, like, really look through. They be hiding in this center. So they used to come up and, like, catch us, and we used to run, like, like, try to run out the gate, and like, we were just a hot mess. Like, but that's one of my favorite memories from living in that building, too. And the pee hole is exactly what it's called, guys. It's called the pee hole. Like, it's a pee hole. Like, back in the day, many of the guys, they would just go back there and pee and then come back and play. There was a laundromat in my building, so sometimes they would go up there and wash their hands or whatever. But we were little kids, and they ain't thinking about or, you know, they would just go home. But that's exactly what it was, the pee hole. Like, that's what it was. They had like little holes in it you could stand in, and it had like this big tower thing that had like a square at the top. You could like jump down through it, you know. So that's why it's called the pee hole. But we also used to use that as like a base when we used to play tag. So like, if you want to not get tagged, you used to run and sit on there and be like, nope, I'm on base. And then other person just be standing there like, all right, guys, come on. We'd be like, no babysitting, no babysitting, you know. So we used to do stuff like that. Also, another thing too that I loved about us was that there's like, going towards the lobby, there's like a thing called, we used to call the middle. It's like a bunch of benches, like a one big long round bench like that. And when it would rain, listen, it could be a whole thunderstorm outside, and if we're outside, we're chilling right there in the middle, cracking jokes, eating, listening to music, playing cards. Or like, the guys used to play garbage ball, which would be like 2 garbage cans that they had like on like the tower type of things that was holding up the building, like 2 towers, and it would be a garbage can in, and like far away is another garbage can, and they used to play garbage ball. So so if it was raining or whatever, we would just watch them play basketball. Eventually we did invest in a hoop. You know, my building at a point was hating on it. They tried to like take it away from us, but that was like our money. Like, everybody put in money to get a hoop, so we fought for that, and eventually we did end up keeping the hoop and actually had like a hoop to play in rather than garbage. I'm like, would you rather the kids playing garbage or on a basketball hoop? But like I said, we ended up getting the hoop. You know, we had so much fun with it, and that's one of the other memories, right? The next thing that I remember, okay, I'm getting a little more of the drama part. So there, of course, when you have a building with a whole bunch of different personalities and different backgrounds and things like that, you know, you tend to clash heads. So yeah, we had all those good times and more. You know, like, my building has a family day every year, and we used to, you know, all just have fun there, and I used to perform. The girls in my group, we was called the Untouchables, and we had a whole big performance. Like, we had the headbands with our names on it. We had the customized shirts that said Untouchables crown. I was just like, whoa. Like, we was lit back in the day, and we used to have dance rehearsal. That's what I used to dance. And, you know, like, we just had a lot of fun. You know, the family day, my building had little events and stuff like that kind of kept us, you know, together. But, you know, of course, like I said, like, you know, all those personalities together, you are going to bump heads, you are going to clash, you know what I'm saying? And back in the day, what we used to do is, if we argue with somebody, yeah, you don't talk a day, 2 days, maybe a week, maybe a month, maybe a few months, but we always ended up obviously being back cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the beauty of us living in a gated community. It's like, when you come outside and you see the person, you're gonna walk right past them, but eventually y'all all hanging out. So it's like, somebody's gonna say a joke, everybody's gonna laugh together, and this and a third, and, you know, you apologize. So sometimes people just didn't apologize, you just ended up being back cool again, and then you just crack on, you know, why you was upset with each other, and, you know, you just move on from that. And, you know, obviously, as you get older, you know, everybody started going to like their own high school and getting their own friends outside the building, and, you know, people was moving, you know, so all of that kind of challenged us, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the situations, 9 times out of 10, I was in. Like, it was a lot of he say, she say, and a lot of trying to defend friends and trying to, you know, just make things right. Or if you think you're doing the right thing at the time, and, you know, you're not really meaning to hurt anybody's feelings, but the person's feelings is hurt, you know, things like that. So things got really, really crazy between us. Like I said, I'm not gonna really go into that much details, but, you know, there was on one situation where, you know, two of my friends were at a very serious part of their life that really, you know, challenged them as individuals. And, you know, both of them were my friend, and I felt like I was kind of like stuck in between, you know, which way to go. And at the time I felt like I made the right decision. And I still do feel like I made the right decision, but I feel like the other friend, I kind of probably didn't handle that situation well. I probably didn't get my point across as clear as I should have been, and I should have been a little bit more careful with how I handled the situation, because it was a very sensitive situation. But you know, because of that, my friendship with the other person is not existing to this day. And even actually both parties I'm not really cool with anymore, for other situations or other cases. But you know, I do wish them well, you know what I'm saying. And I do hope that one day, you know, like everybody could come together. You know, like there was like, I would look at it as like 3 generations in the building. It's my brother's generation, like his people, then it was mine, and then my little brother. So my generation is like the only one really that's like scattered. You know, like a few people still hang out and chill and stuff like that, but like we can't get together. Like if somebody has a celebration, like we can't all get together and go. Like that's just not happening. So you know, and it sucks, you know, because I really miss them. And you know, looking back at all these things and all these memories and all the things we've been through, it's like, yo, we was a family. Like we was fighting. Yeah, we fought each other. Yes, we did. But we was fighting other people, you know. Like we was a real ride or die family. And even out to this day, everybody know what time it is. Like if you try to come on a blog and try to get crazy, it's, you know, it's probably not going to end well. But at the end of the day, like, you know, we really was just a family. And I'm really hoping that one day we could really get back to just that bond. Like even if we're not like close, because obviously everybody's grown and everybody has their own family or they're doing their own thing, but just to know like we could all like one day just like have a reunion. Like I would love that, you know what I'm saying. And even though I don't talk to a lot of people from my building, you know, I'm still hopeful. I'm gonna remain positive. You know, we all stopped talking because of old drama, misunderstandings, miscommunications, and things like that. And also me, I went into my little cocoon, right? So I wasn't really trying to really like associate myself with anybody at that point. And I definitely shouldn't have treated them, well, the ones I still talk to, I shouldn't really have distanced myself from them, because they literally was there for me my whole life basically. So for me to really distance myself, you know, I felt like that really kind of put a strain on some of my relationships with them. But you know, if you guys are watching, just know I love you guys dearly, and I wish nothing but the best for you guys. I really hope that you guys are doing well, hope you guys are staying safe, you know, and you know, things like that. So and another 2 things, one of my friends that's from the building, he actually he's like my best friend, and like he's like, out of, besides like my brothers and things like that, but he is really like my best friend. Like we started out dating and then we decided one day, like the last time we were together was like the most funniest thing ever. Like it just didn't feel right, you know. And we was just like, yo, like something's off, right? And then we was just like, yeah. And then we just decided mutually, like, we just gonna be friends. Guys, why we started having a celebration, like we were so hyped. Like we was like, yo, whew, I feel so relieved. Like it was like a big weight like lifted off our chest. We was like, yo, wow. Like it's like we was free. You would have thought that we just got together, but we was so hyped that we broke up. And after that, we never got back together, and we just been the best of friends till this day. Like he knows Brooks, you know what I'm saying? He's family to my family. Like he's really like a day one. And I've tried so hard to get rid of him, and it never happened. Like he was like, nope, I'm staying here. Like he fought for me. He really showed me that he's like my friend, and he has my back no matter what. And I love him dearly, and he knows that. Everybody knows that. And everybody thought me and him was going to be together in the future, and we was just like, it's not happening. We've been there, done that. We're better off as just friends. So shout out to him, you know what I'm saying? And also, you know, I had my fair share of relationships in the building. But I wouldn't really call them relationships. We were some like little kids, but my friend that I was just talking about, I definitely count him as one because we was like on and off for like years. And then there's also another guy that I dated in my building, and he's a great guy. I don't date bad guys, so you know, that's not what it is. It's just that we was young, you know what I'm saying? He was nice looking, and you know, he was a flirt, you know, he was out there. It was a ladies man type of thing. And you know, me being so young and like me being kind of more mature at my age at the time, I was like, we got together when I was probably like, I was in high school. So I was like ending junior high school, going into high school when me and him started dating. And like, it was just like a mess. Like like I said, we was going to different high schools and things like that, and it just wasn't working, you know. And I did care about him at the time, you know what I'm saying, and that's why it hurt me. And then trust issues started to come into play, and then he ended up moving. So it kind of like him moving kind of helped, because I was like one of them kids, one of them, the little girl that was like I thought I was like madly in love, you know what I'm saying. Like I had love for him, you know what I'm saying, but I wasn't like in love with him. So for me to, you know, have that distance between me and him, it definitely helped me, like, you know, get over it and realize, like, Joavan, don't waste your time. Like, people in my building used to be like, Joavan, why are you doing this? Why? And I used to be like, well, cause, you know, I like him, you know, and, you know, but at the end of the day, me and him are still cool to this day. I'm cool with all my exes. Yes, Brooks is okay with that. That's a whole another different topic. I know people probably like, what? You cool with your exes and you married? Yes. That's the type of relationship that me and Brooks have, and that's part of my Miss Different name. And as as Monet Mondays continue, you guys will see what I, you know, why am I called that. So, you know, so yeah, so that's just some of the things. That's just part of my building. That's just, you know, what's going on. So at the end of the day, you know, no, everybody is not together, and it's okay. Life happens that way. And like I said, I have nothing but love for each and every person, whether we talk or not. You know, and I miss them dearly. You know, I wish I could just pick up the phone and call them to say how you doing. I could do that, but I might not get through. But you know, so I'm gonna just let it work out the way it's supposed to. You know, at the end of the day, we still have those memories and we have that bond, and I can always live my life saying that I know some great, amazing people who are big parts of my life, and I'm so happy to have had them in my life for that time. And for those that's still around, very thankful to still be able to have that communication with them, you know. So, you know, that's just part of my building, guys. You know, as Monet Mondays goes on, I will, you know, have stuff related to more, you know, details with certain situations, you know, but I really want to share more like the good times with you guys, that you guys see that I'm not just a drama person. I'm not, you know, that type of person, but I really did have like some great memories in that building, because I basically was there since I was like 3, and I moved when I was like 20 something. So I have so many things that I could talk about, but I don't want, like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I don't want this to be too long, you know, but just keep coming back, you know. Every episode I'll reference and I'll bring it up, and I'll, you know, things like that. And next week, make sure to tune in. I will have my first guest. His name is David. You guys will see the flyer if you're following my social media. So make sure you guys tune into that. I'm super excited, even though, you know, we can't, you know, be here physically together. I will be doing the video. Well, not the video. I'll be doing the guests. What am I trying to say, guys? Let me think about this. Okay. I will be doing like the interview. Yes, I will be doing the interview via Zoom. That's what I was trying to say. So yes, super excited. So please tune in to next week for the first episode with a guest. Like I said, I'm not going to take too much of your time with that as well, but I want you guys to really get to know him, because he has an amazing story to share, and I know a lot of people that could relate to his situation, you know. So don't want to give away too much information, but please just tune in to next week to meet one of my guests named David. Like I said before, subscribe, you know, share with your friends, hit me up, let me know what you think about this, comment, all that good stuff. Follow me on my social media, everything is there. Email me if you have any suggestions. If you want to be a guest, hit me up, let me know. Just everything, all my info is there. Just hit me up, and I'll see you guys next week. You know, it's a wrap. I'm gonna get up out of here. I see you guys.